Jeff Passan is on the line.
Jeff Passan, the wet blanket, raining on parades, harsh and buzzes all day.
They're going to have some bad years coming up.
Jeff Passan, the wet blanket.
Well, as you see, Jeff Passan, ESPN MLB insider, friend of the program. We're not super creative, but we're good at stealing stuff, as you say.
Yeah, we don't care.
I was going to say, did you pay for that?
Nah, but, send the cease and desist. What do I care?
Ripped it off. We don't care.
Fair use. Fair use.
We don't care. We just don't even care about it. We'll just hack somebody's stuff.
Yeah,
we don't care.
Just send me the cease and desist, and then we'll stop playing
Right.
it. But until then, I'm taking it.
Do whatever you want.
You guys are like the aggregators online who steal all my stuff and pass it off as their own. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, listen, trust me. Well, the good thing is I have you on alerts. You know what I'm saying? So I get the real deal when it comes out immediately. Although I do find it funny every once in a while when you send a reply to somebody and I get an alert for it. And I'm like, wait, what? What is it? And then I'm like, oh, he's replying to somebody.
Yes, and I love the fact that replies come up because generally speaking, my replies are used only for insults.
Yeah, and fun. Right, they're very funny usually. Yes, I would agree.
And so on people's phone, it will just pop up and it'll say Jeff Passan, and underneath it'll be like, "You're a moron." Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
You're a turd too. Appreciate that.
All right, so Jeff, jump right into the conversation George and I are just having. The conversation goes like this. Are you surprised that the Dodgers are where they are, given everything that happened during the year? It's a yes or no, and then go off whichever direction. What do you say?
No, because I think from the beginning, despite all of the pitching injuries, they've had a lineup that's capable of doing what it's done during the postseason. And what's been the most incredible part to me is that this has been like a true team effort by them, right? With the Yankees, you look at Soto and you look at Judge and you hope that you get like one more guy. And they have. Giancarlo Stanton's been great. Gleyber Torres has been good. And Anthony Volpe's getting on base. With the Dodgers, though, I mean, my goodness, you expect it out of Ohtani. You expect it out of Betts. But the best hitter, just in terms of like weighted on base for the Dodgers this postseason, has been Max Muncy. And Kike Hernandez doing his thing, and Tommy Edman winning NLCS MVP. And Andy Pages having a 2-homer game, and Teoscar Hernandez in the Padres series, and Will Smith looking like he's about to turn things on. And they're doing all of this, guys, without Freddie Freeman. Like, ostensibly, that's where we're at this point. Yeah. For the Dodgers to be where they are, did I anticipate they were going to go to the World Series? I did not pick them. If somebody suggested the Dodgers are going to the World Series, would I have called them crazy? No, of course not. But to do so in this fashion, as dominant as they've looked, that I did not see coming.
All right, so now they face off against the Yankees, and everybody gets the matchup everyone's wanted, right? East Coast, West Coast, one market versus two market, blah, blah, blah. The history of the 70s and 80s with these teams, all that stuff. But from a Dodgers perspective, now you're facing a team that honestly, at least offensively, is somewhat similar to you. Like, they take a lot of pitches. The top of their lineup is incredibly dangerous. I feel like this is like it's I think it's appropriate that this is the quote unquote final boss, right, for the Dodgers, because you're basically looking at yourself in a mirror, at least in some ways. Agree or disagree?
Completely agree. And I think, the odds have the Dodgers as favorites. To me, this is a toss-up of a series. And I still I'm staring at the Google Doc that I have to fill in my World Series pick. And I don't want to fill it out because I don't know who's going to win. And I'm reaching out to people all across baseball, like, who do you think is going to win this series? Because I want somebody to make an argument that convinces me one way or another. Let's look at the Dodgers' strength. Their lineup is really, really good. And their bullpen, I think, is a lot deeper than the Yankees is. But I have real questions about their starting pitching. Jack Flaherty was brilliant in Game 2, and then he came back on full rest, and it was struggle city there. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto was really good when he was out there, but it's limited. And Walker Buehler was pretty darn good out there. Certainly as close as we've seen to playoff Walker Buehler of the past, but it was only for 4 innings. And it puts a huge onus on Blake Trinan and on Michael Kopech and on Daniel Hudson and on all the relievers who were throwing high leverage innings for the Dodgers to sustain that against a lineup that is a lot better than the ones that they have faced so far. And they faced some pretty good ones in the Padres and the Mets, but Judge, Soto, Stanton, Torres, on and on, like it's a different story. On the other hand, the Yankees, as I said, they can hit. And they're gonna work walks. And I think the Dodgers are more susceptible, A, to walking guys, but B, the one thing that the Dodgers don't have that the Yankees do is strikeout pitching. And if there's anything I can see as a distinct advantage in this series, it's going to be the Dodgers' inability to strike guys out as they have in recent seasons versus the Yankees' ability to put the bat on the ball, which they've done to a tremendous effect in this postseason so far. And so that to me, like if Dodgers pitchers strike out Yankees hitters at a higher rate than they have been doing this postseason, I think the Dodgers win the World Series. That to me is the biggest X factor of all.
Hey, Jeff, the conversation going into this postseason, and really was the conversation we were having all year, was what will Dave Roberts be at the end of this year? Just if you could, what do you make of Roberts and the way he's managed thus far? And I know I do. Do you think that Dave Roberts has done enough to validate why he should remain on as manager of the Dodgers?
I have a difficult time believing that Dave Roberts, after taking the Dodgers to a World Series, will not be the Los Angeles Dodgers manager next year. Weirder things have happened, so I acknowledge that and I recognize that. And like all managers, Dave Roberts has his flaws, but I think for the most part, he's done a really good job this postseason. And we have to recognize, it's not just with Roberts, it's with Aaron Boone as well. There's a lot of conversation and discussion about the right moves to make in the moment. And in past years, when faced with that, Dave Roberts hasn't always gone the right way. But I think strategically this postseason, he's done a really good job. And I think the fact that we are, guys, how many games into the postseason for the Dodgers at this point? 11?
Let's see.
5 and 6. Yes, 11.
Six, yeah, okay.
Yeah, carry the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
11 games into this postseason, right? And how many of those have been bullpen games for the Dodgers? 3?
At least, I was going to say 3, 4.
It could have been maybe 4 even. But either way, a lot. Yeah, a good number of them.
A
third, let's call it.
I think Flaherty's got 3 starts. I think Yamamoto's got 3 starts. And I think Buehler's got 2 starts. The fact that they've had 3 bullpen games and that they have not had to lean on any reliever for more than 6 games at this point tells me that, hey, he's doing a pretty good job of not running into familiarity penalty territory. And that's going to be a real fear for both teams, guys, over this series. The more you see a relief pitcher, the more comfortable as a hitter you are against him. That's just a fact. It's a fact that there are some people in baseball who believe it's even worse than the penalty for the 3rd time through the order that has caused so many starters to get yanked early. But the truth is, like, Dodgers relief pitchers have thrown more innings this postseason than Dodgers starters. And that's a wild thing to consider. But it's where they are, and it's how they've had to get here. And I think we're going to get a real answer to this question. Can you win a World Series with a slapdash pitching staff? Because that's where the Dodgers are at right now. I mean, there are 8 guys who would be major league starters on any other team right now. 8 guys. Sorry, not any other team. A couple of the guys wouldn't be one in Seattle. But everybody else, 1 through 5, Shohei Ohtani would pitch for him. Clayton Kershaw would pitch for him. Gavin Stone would pitch for him. River Ryan would pitch for him. Dustin May, Emmett Sheehan. You can go on and on. Like that's how much talent they've lost. And they are still here. And that's a really, really impressive thing. Not just to do, but to look at from a 30,000-foot view of the organizational depth that the Dodgers have. Like, that's wild that 10 guys who started the year in your organization have been effective big league starters, and the one additional one who they have now, Shaq Flaherty.
Jeff Passan, ESPN MLB insider, friend of the program. Enjoy it while you're here for a couple of days. It's going to be fun. Everybody's excited. Ticket prices are insane. But I think everyone is really going to enjoy this. It could be as higher rated World Series as we've seen in a really, really long time. But, Jeff, you're the best, buddy. Thank you for the time as always.
Gentlemen, always appreciate you. Have a good one.
See ya. There he is.
I'm going to tweet him so that he can tweet me something snarky so that it pulls up on my phone and it just says, Jeff Passan, you're a moron.
Yeah, we should have said that to him. Sorry. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, we could. Next time he comes on, we'll work.